Good morning, everybody. I'm Kendra, and this is my channel. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do kind of a short video and add it to the one I did yesterday. We're still holding out for puppies. She's not given up anything yet. But you know, like most anything that's going to give birth, they need to do it in their own time, and we're not going to rush her, or I'm not going to rush her or act, you know, like I'm stressed over it or anything. Just give her lots of love and attention, and she'll get on with it. So today is the first day of spring, Sunday, March 20th, and isn't that special? Winter is gone. Winter 2021 is gone for now. It may snow again, but you know, on the books, it's spring, right? So I was going to do a little bit of just an informational of what I have in my house. I'm using a microphone today for the first time by myself, and I almost tapped my chest when I said for myself, and got to remember not to do stuff like that. So anyway, the first thing I would talk about is different supplies that I have. This is just things that I gather from inside my house, my bathroom, my kitchen, and that kind of thing, laundry room. So here you have like an overview, and I have notes that I wrote down so I won't forget anything. We're a non-smoking home, but I always keep lots of different kinds of lighters. You never know when you're going to need it, and 2 kinds of matches. So I have the Strike on the Box matches, and these are the Strike Anywhere. Did I say that? Strike Anywhere, yes, okay. So the reason for the Strike Anywhere is because I may be in a case where I don't have a strikeable thing. By the way, when you use up a box of Strike matches, peel that thing off and put it with your flamage. This stripe right here, just peel it off. And then you'll always have it to strike a match. You know, I've seen some people strike them on things like their zipper on their pants or a sidewalk or whatever, and that works sometimes, but I'm not that talented. Okay, and then okay, so let's see. Next I'll talk about the things that you can do with these matches. You want to think about keeping your matches and your light fluid, your light sources, flame sources, in something that's nice and safe from water. Because even if it's not just a case of something horrific, if they get wet on a camping trip or whatever, you know, they're going to be safe. They're going to be nice and dry. Say they fall overboard, you're on a fishing boat or at the dock or whatever. But, you know, especially if it's in a case of, like here on the West Coast, there could be a bad earthquake and you'd have no roof over your head, and it rains like 250 days a year. I'm not kidding. At least some. So there you have it. Now you're safe. Your flamage is going to stay nice and dry. You also might want to think about some of these types of candles. These are actually, they're not for pretty, they're not for cakes. They're actually, you know, made for keeping a flame. And these will burn 9 to 10 hours. I got these at Goodwill quite a bit ago. What is the date on this? You're not going to believe this. I think it says 2000. Yeah, it does. I bought this January 17th, 2012. So anyway, using them for an emergency, and I've not had an emergency. Another container that you can keep things in, not as waterproof, but in your pocket or in another bag that's safe, is these Altoid tins. You can put things, I'm going to show you, like fire starters in these, or in, I like to use the snack size zipper bags for my starters, and I'll show you those next. Let's start with the Tampon. A lot of homes keep these in them for, you know, obvious reasons. Nobody here menstruates, but I keep them in the house anyway for whatever needs. So these are super flammable. And the good thing is, these are the name brand and they're super flammable, but if you get yours at the dollar store, they're even better flammable. Flammable. Let me show you. Isn't that pretty? They've changed colors since I last used them. Anyway, pop that baby out of there and just pull it out. You don't want the plastic. I mean, you could hang on to it, I guess, for something, but you don't want a plastic fire. So I'm going to throw that away. And then you want to tear this up. Just start tearing it up like this until it's, you know, flat. Now, the ones that you get at the dollar store are going to tear up a lot better. But this is enough to start a fire, So here's your wick, and here's your business. Okay. Next are cheap as you can find them. Again, Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, whatever you, Dollar General, I don't know what you have in your area. These makeup rounds, I can't do it with one hand, but they tear up nice too. And they're not bad. You know, you get them at those cheapo stores and you get a lot of flameage. You can also use these for other things if you need them, for survival, for what happens if kind of stuff. So I'm gonna put those with the other fire starter. That's done. And then you've also got cotton rounds. Cotton rounds are just perfect for flaming. If you just throw a cotton round into a fire or these things, you're just going to have a quick flame. But I'm going to show you how to make them last a little longer. Okay, so I've taken my cotton rounds, my makeup things that I couldn't get apart with one hand. Maybe I'll do that now. There we go. I've got the cotton rounds all ready to go. Oops, how about a little bit of focus? There we go. So cotton rounds, cotton balls, tampon, and just a plain cotton ball I didn't do. All right, so you just take a little bit of this here, everyday, ordinary Vaseline. I don't know what the Vaseline at Dollar Tree or Dollar Store is, and it may be perfectly wonderful, but you want to take, before you have an emergency, get this packed up and ready to go. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm holding my camera and I don't need that grease all over me, but take your cotton rounds and maybe a popsicle stick or a spoon or anything, or your finger, and just don't glob it like it's, cleaning up a mess, but put enough to make it covered, and then attach it to another one like this, and then you've got a greasy mess that you have to store, right? So here's my idea for that. I take this and put it in here, and all of my greased up fire starters will go in one container, and they'll have this lid making it fireproof. And now it can go with my other things over here, my flame. Okay, there. Okay, now I'll show you. And you know how, even if you get this at the grocery store, this is like a lifetime supply, unless you're a man. A man uses this in his, a certain man I know, uses this in his, with putting things together like, I don't even know what he does with it, in like making things. Now I don't know what I want to say. What does he do with it? Like in the garage when he's trying to, I'll have to ask him. Okay. Here is the big daddy of them all. Who doesn't have a dryer with a lifetime supply of lint? I've got bags of this that I use. The guys take them camping all the time, or whatever you want to do. Okay, before I forget, and here's something, you can just put some of this in there. You can put some of the Vaseline on it, and it's safe from making a mess. Put it over here with your stuff that you've already got. So before I forget, I should tell you that chips are flammable. The cheaper, the better. Dollar store Fritos, apparently, I've not tried this, are the best at starting a fire. As chips go, not the best to ever start a fire, but chips. Cheap ones. Apparently there's so much oil, and not good oil, flammable oil, in some kinds of chips, not the good kind that I almost just said. Those are not as flammable. So I guess probably a lot of people have seen these. This was, I cut a paper towel round, the cardboard in the middle, in 3 pieces. And I took some of the dryer lint, and I stuffed it, not so tight that it's crazy, but a good amount in there. And if I were going to do this for starting a fire, I would want some Vaseline in it, because this is going to burn for a little while and get your tinder on fire if you can find dry tinder. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it'll be even better with a little Vaseline in the middle. Now, here's something else that I did. I'm going to take the thing you stuffed, coffee filter, put it all around, and then just kind of fold it up at the ends there. And now that stuff won't fall out or get in the air. I can tell myself when I mess around with dryer lint, you know, a little bit will blow up in the air, just kind of float around, and it bothers my eyes. So this will keep it from doing that after you get it together. When you get one built, or two, or three, or several, put them in a Ziploc baggie or some other waterproof container so that they're good for starting a fire. And get all of this done when you are calm and happy, you know, and sitting at your table, maybe chatting with another family member, making a family effort, not when you're stressed out and you're thinking, how am I going to start a fire? Have it ready, have it in your emergency supplies. Now, the last thing that I didn't go out and do, but maybe I'll have the kids gather it for me today, is taking some string like butcher twine or whatever you want, strong, you know, whatever you want to call that strong. Or you can even do it with yarn if that's all you have, or sewing string. Get some branches that you find on the ground that are dry and dead and gone, and make a group of them, like a big pile, and then tie them together tight. So then you've got like almost a homemade log. You don't have to put anything on this, but you can. You can actually melt some household candle and dribble it all over the dead tree limbs and things like that. Now, not a lot. You don't want like as big as your arm, but as big as your hand, as long as your hand and as thick as your fist. If you ball up your fist, make it that thick and that long, okay? And then tie it up. If you want to drizzle some wax on it, that's cool too. Put those in Ziploc baggies. That way they'll stay good and dry and ready. And those are going to be your really good starter. You don't know when it happens, you need to get out. There's going to be wind, there's going to be snow, there's going to be rain, there's going to be crying, stress, injured people. You just never know. Or you're just trying to start a fire at the camp, you know. It can be used for that too. And hopefully, please God, let that be the case and we never have to end up starting fire with Molotov cocktails somewhere, which is another opportunity you have. So these are the birthday flowers that my mom and dad got me the other day, and they're still as beautiful as when they arrived. And I wanted to thank Mom and Dad for that. That's so sweet. My husband's far, far away right now on a boat, and I thought I saw a flower wiggle. Wouldn't it be funny, you know, like right on camera, like at that movie Christmas Vacation, if a varmint jumped out of my boat? Anyway, oh, sorry. See, I slapped my chest a lot, and I bet that was loud to you. Anyway, that's my fire story, and I hope that you got some ideas, and I'd love to hear your ideas too. Do you have ideas? I need one of those fancy lighters that kind of throws a flame. I've seen them, but I've never bought one, or, you know, I've seen them on the app, tried to buy them before, and they're never in stock. I think they're, well, it's not like, anyway, I can't even explain because I don't have one. Maybe one of you knows what I'm talking about. I hope you have a lovely first day of spring, and that you have better thoughts than having to start a fire or when, you know what, hits the fan, but that's how it is. And I'm going to let y'all know just as soon as this girl starts to have pups, I'm going to try to get it on film, and we'll see how it goes. Have a wonderful day. I hope that you give me a thumbs up if you like prepper stuff, and if you like grocery hauls and things like that. And subscribe. Say hi. Give me your ideas if you think of them. Bye-bye.